you you guys are wild. Uh, I was trying to not create a part two of this video until Monday or Tuesday because I was running my little experiment to see how delaying compounding would help in the garden, see if it would help or not. And then somebody uses my referral link. Oh, that'd be okay if they only had added a small amount of capital, but they must have added a good bit because I got dropped like 20 plants, or at least 19 here. Wow. So I'm gonna go ahead and compound these. I'm not ungrateful for that. That's awesome always when that happens, but it's gonna throw off this experiment. So I'm gonna let it settle out again, maybe after the another day or so, just so I can get back from where I am. I need to take a stock of wherever it lands after I compound this, and then let it go for another for a day. Because what I'm trying to get is a couple days in a row where I let it drop all the way. I'm sorry, I let it build up for a whole day's worth, and then I compound. And I want to do that at least 2 days in a row without a bunch of extra plants being added in. So I love the referrals. That's awesome. That is cool because it helps me compound even quicker to get to some type of goal where I can actually pull some money out and throw it in other projects and just make more content for everyone and try a lot of these things out and show you what I'm doing along the way. But yeah, this experiment is going to have to go a couple more days longer now, just because I haven't been getting any huge bumps. You can see I had this one huge bump of about like 90 plants, but most all the rest of these, like here, I think I just didn't compound for a while, and then I bumped back up. And all these other big wedges are the same. They're just compounds that I let go. And that's what I really wanted to see, is because every time I let this drop from not compounding, when I do compound, it seems like I'm sticking around kind of a similar area, even though there likely is an overall trend downward because of the DRIP BUSD. But I wanted to do more of a set test. What I really need is I don't have enough free capital to throw it around. Maybe you guys do if you are already invested. But what I really need is a separate wallet that isn't giving out any referral links. But I would have to have somewhere in this same range of plants, which is worth about almost $1,000 right now. So that's not super feasible for me. But maybe someone has one and they're not handing out referrals. If so, that's what I'm interested to see. Is if we let it sit, if you don't compound for a whole day, and then you compound, and then you let it sit for a day, and then you compound, is that different from these rapid compounds? Is it any better? Is it any worse? Because I think that would be interesting to see. Because if we only need to compound once a day, if that doesn't change our ratio at all. Now, like I said in the first part of this video series, for this little experiment, it does affect how fast you are reaching your goal, because you are slowing down the rate at which you gain plants if you only compound once a day. You are definitely doing that. That's just how the math works. But I just wanted to see if it affects your reward ratio, because like they said, we're being kind of penalized for harvesting too much more than compounding. But if it's ratio based, like based on how many plants you're getting, then it really shouldn't matter in that regard when you compound, whether it's 5 times a day or once a day. So that was the experiment I was trying to run, but that was a surprise. It's almost like someone did it on purpose because they knew I was going to wait and not compound right away. Guys are awesome. So anyway, as soon as that settles out again, I'll try to delay this a couple days, or delay a day at a time and see where we land. Yeah, you can see how much we've dropped though. Even with bumps like that, I was around 35, 37 at one point before that LP value just started dropping. And we're still keeping an eye on the DRIP price. I saw it looked like we were almost starting to kind of level out today. A little more horizontal movement, not as steep of a decline. I think we'll really see something around this 55 mark, by the way, this 55, 54, because you'll see on the year chart, obviously it was clicking along around $7, $20, but the last two lowest dips were, yeah, let's see, right around 54.30 and 55.50, somewhere in there. Yep. So we're at 55.50 right now. So this will be an interesting floor that we're kind of testing, like a support area that we're testing. And we'll see if we drop below this. One thing I'm curious about is the actual DRIP site. I think he's pulling data from a different point here, because this says 56, and it's always a little different. I think this is more reflective of the internal stats here, where you're buying and selling within the UI. I think this is more related to that price, and then this is actually an external site that's querying. So I'm not sure the exact difference there. This one still says we're at 56, whereas this one says we're at 55. But regardless, this will be an interesting floor to test. And remember, once this starts coming back up, we should see this LP price start coming back up. Not only that, but then we might see, because all the new capital people who are like scared off right now by looking at the charts and whatnot, we might see this capital balance, this contract balance come back up. And that's the swing we're hoping for. Yeah, but that is funny about the referral. That's awesome, though. I appreciate whoever that was who used my link. And as always, I appreciate you guys subscribing, liking, following along if you appreciate the content. Just documenting what I'm doing here, trying to run little experiments here and there, and get into different projects to test out and let you guys know if it's making money, if it's not making money. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you either way what you should do, but I can document what I'm doing and share that with you. So that's always awesome. What is my... Yeah, I was at about 13 plants a day, so now I'm at 14.267 plants a day. And that's just a reminder as well on the snowball. The snowball effect. I'm not changing any of these other stats in my calculator, but 14267. Oh, well, I just need to type in 428. Change my starting plants. But you can see how quickly this starts rolling up, and I'm rounding here, by the way. This isn't taking into account a 0.2 or what have you, and this is only estimating if I compounded once a day. But regardless, here we're at yeah. You see how quickly this starts to go up, because I'm making 14 new plants every day, and every 30 plants is when you get a whole new plant a day. So this is where that snowball really starts to take off. Even though I'm kind of conservatively rounding down here because there's no point whatever. At 15, now I'm making 16 a day. So I make 16 twice, and then I'm at 17 a day. And then at 18, 19, 20. So you see, once I'm around this area, this 428, or really let's say around 456 when I'm making 15 a day. That's 456. What? It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, just 6 days later, and now I'm 100 plants into the future. So you see how this, or 100 plants further. So you see how this really starts snowballing. Where you're making 30 days in, I'm making 36 plants a day. Now that's not to say that is outpacing this current decay due to this DRIP BUSD. If this keeps dropping, and if DRIP were to keep dropping, obviously we're not going to make any profit off this. That's just how that cookie crumbles. But yeah, we're starting to test kind of an interesting floor here. This is about where the lowest points were before. Let's see if we kind of hold there, if we don't break through that would be awesome. If we stay at that support and start heading back up, that'll just be a shorter time frame for all of us who are bullish before we start being able to actually harvest again and make some money in the garden. So that'd be great. If we do break through that, if it does fall further, I still would not hardcore panic, because like we saw this chugging along here, 8, 9, 15, 20. For a lot of the big boys who got in at that time, if they see it continuing to fall, a lot of them who are smart, they may not be hopping in at this $50. I mean, this $50 might be a steal, but they may, if you've been in since $10, since $9, you're like, no way, I'm gonna wait till it's 20 again, and they may wait to see how low it gets. So it may keep dropping back to those levels. But I still think, because of how much success people saw here, and everyone's bullishness with the faucet, remember, you get 1% a day no matter what. You're getting 1% a day up to 100,000 drip. That's what you're getting. So within a single wallet in the faucet, and that's not changing. And you don't lose any value of your U.S. dollar translation to U.S. dollars until you actually sell. Until you swap that DRIP token for some form of other token, you don't lose the value. So, people are still compounding. People are still making their 1%. You're going to make up to 365% on your initial DRIP deposit. So if they're in this for another 100 days, another 150 days, 200 before they max out, I don't care what the price is right now. If you're bullish on the system, if they like all the new advancements that are coming out, if they think the developer is going to keep doing that, nobody cares what price it's at right now if you're just in the system. I mean, yeah, for the garden though, for the garden it does affect, because right now I can't harvest. I don't want to harvest this 31. I want to keep compounding, and I don't want to lose any more progress here than I need to, or than is necessary. And I want to harvest more. I want this to be 50 a day, where it should be. I want this to be up to 100 a day, and then I want to harvest every now and then, but not at the expense of losing traction. And I shouldn't be with this if this raises back up. If this raises back up, more people will also join in. The contract balance will go up, and we'll all be looking a lot better. But yeah, until that happens. What am I at? 1.198. Yeah, so that should be a pretty big spike, but that wasn't my doing from compounding. That's just a referral. So, like I said, if I want to continue this experiment, I'll have to do it a couple days after this spike, because that was a big one. I've kind of rambled on a bit here, but yeah, I'll resume this experiment. I'll still try. So I'll end up making a part three or part 4, and we'll get a leveled out action, some little leveling action on the chart, and then we will see what the difference is on the different compounding strategies. I still want to try that for you and show you what the difference is. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Sorry about that. My experiment has been delayed, but by some anonymous benefactor. I appreciate whoever did use that link. Thank you all for liking and subscribing if you appreciate the content. I appreciate all of you for subscribing and continuing to watch. I hope you have a great whatever time of the day it is for you. If your area celebrates or observes daylight savings time, remember that you lose an hour this weekend. So hope you guys get some sleep and have a good one. I'll see you on the next video.